Hey there, Amplifiers. Have you ever tried to market your business and you started to generate leads, but they weren't quite that great? Maybe you were putting out an advertisement, maybe you were on social media, or maybe you were just doing some networking and you were getting some leads coming in, but they weren't that great and they were actually taking more time than worth, perhaps. Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing how to attract more ideal clients so that you're having better ROI from the actions that you're taking. Now, no one likes the see you later clients. They'll take your time and energy and maybe drain a little bit of your soul. So let's get into the topic, shall we? Now, here's the challenge. We see things online. Maybe it's an ad. Maybe we see it or hear it or watch a video. We see things. And maybe we hire someone to help us execute something similar. Maybe it's an internal marketing person or marketing professional, or maybe even a marketing agency. We say, hey, execute something like this. And then they try to put it into action, but ultimately it falls a little flat. Nailed it. You gotta love those cookies. Look how melted they look. So the thing is, details matter. And if you're skipping some ingredients, or you're not following the recipe, you're not going to get quite the result. And that typically, when it comes to marketing, is going to be you're getting poor leads. So we need to put the right ingredients in, and I'm going to be sharing the ingredients that we would want to be following here. Number one is really know your audience. Garth Brooks, he's my audience. No, Garth Brooks isn't your audience. But imagine that if you're trying to fill a stadium and you're going to be putting on a hip hop festival. Now, would you want Garth Brooks to be your headliner? Probably not, because would he attract the right audience? No. You might do better with Cardi B, right? She's hip hop. Now, even then, some people who like hip hop may not like Cardi B. So you need to really know your audience and what they want, because if you're putting out the wrong frequency, you're not going to attract the right audience. For instance, if Gene Simmons from Kiss showed up, then you'd probably just burn the whole place down. So it's knowing the demographics, right? And the interests and the preferences, knowing really what the challenges are of your audience and what they really want. I give you an example. If you're working with businesses, if you're going to start talking to startups, it's going to be a different conversation than if you're talking to Fortune 500 companies, and a different conversation than if you're going to be talking to someone that's retiring their business and looking for an exit plan. Their challenges, their interests would all be different based on where they were at in their business. Not to mention if their ages were different or their personal preferences. So you really got to know your audience. It's really key, because if you're trying to create a marketing message that speaks to everyone, it would speak to no one. Just like if you said, "Hey, we play the best hip hop, country, and rock and roll songs for everyone, for anyone from their teens to their 80s," it wouldn't make sense, right? So you can't mix up your marketing message. You have to be really clear on who your audience is. Number two, you want to provide something of real value. Now, you see a magnet here because you can create a lead generator or a lead magnet that attracts the attention of your ideal customer and gets them to exchange their contact information for something of value. Now, you've probably seen this all the time, whether it's a downloadable guide or taking an assessment, RSVPing to a webinar or a virtual event, getting a coupon, a free trial, something, a lead magnet, because you have something that people want that would provide them value, and they're willing to give their contact information so you can continue the conversation. Now, challenge that I see is that there are people putting out lead magnets that aren't that interesting. Sometimes I see on people's websites, sign up to our newsletter and get emails with resources. Well, most people don't want more email. If you have checked emails recently, unless you have something that's going to be really valuable and really interesting, people aren't going to want to sign up for it. But if you offer something that's really valuable and interesting, maybe they will. Now, recently I was talking with a CPA and he was telling me he was marketing his business and he said he had a lead magnet. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Well, it's a guide, it's a white paper on the top taxes mistakes that most people make. And it's 50 pages and it's got a lot of information." But the way he was verbalizing it, it looked like a horrible idea because he just made it seem so technical. He was talking about all the industry speak. It didn't seem super valuable. It sounded like the jumping to conclusions. Maybe the content was really valuable, but seeing 100 different things, having this big guide, it's not something that people are looking for. It's boring, pushing people away. So here's an example of something that we've done that has been effective for us at Growth Amplifiers. We have a book, Amplify Your Business. Now, a book is a pretty good amount of content in a book. So rather than giving the whole book away, we've taken a chapter out of the book that was really speaking to our ideal audience and had real actionable value in there. In fact, it provided a pathway of how to guide people through customer value journey, and it was a solution to our customers' challenge. So we really understood what the challenge was, created something that provided immediate value and made it really easy to digest. So that's an example of something that works. Which, by the way, if you could do me the favor, I would highly appreciate if you could like and subscribe. If you've got a comment or an idea that would complement the things we're talking about, love to see that in the comments. And we are looking to grow our audience. So the likes and subscribes are greatly appreciated. Now, choosing relevant media. Let's go back to say we're talking to our Fortune 500 businesswoman. Now, if you were trying to market to her, do you think it would make sense to use the yellow pages? Oh my God, what were we doing to trees? That's 2 yellow pages, A to K and L to Z. And they gave those books to everyone. That was a lot of paper. Whew, I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. Now, yellow pages are ridiculous, right? Who uses those anymore? Now, a lot of people are on TikTok right now. Now, TikTok could be an effective strategy for business, but if your strategy is going to be dancing around and hoping the Fortune 500 um, owner of the business is looking at your TikTok videos hoping to find you, that's probably not the greatest strategy either. So you need to think about what media would the Fortune 500 owner be looking at? Would they be consuming? Would they be reading books, magazines, watching certain videos, visiting certain websites? You need to choose the media that gets the message to the market. Number 4, make it really easy. Sometimes you'll go to a website, it says it has a guide or a download or something, and then you've got to click a button, which takes you to another page. And then you got to fill out a form, which takes you to another page. And you got to do something else. It's too much. You can simply ask for an email address, because once you get that email address, you can then follow up for the phone number, for the name, for additional mailing address. You just need them to take the first step. So make it really quick and easy. Don't make it hard and complicated. You could use a QR code that guides someone to a page. Don't make them type in an email address to their phone if you're putting out an ad. A simple QR code. Somebody gets something in the mail or online or in a print magazine, they could scan it, jump online, get right to the landing page you want them to see, provide their email address, or maybe you have them text a keyword to a certain number to subscribe to a text list. but making it quick and easy so that they can connect. You're getting their contact information so that you can control the conversation. It's nice to have people subscribe, like I'd like you to subscribe to this channel, but the challenge with just subscribing is they may not see your content. If you get their contact information, you can provide your message and get it directly to them. And then number 5, make sure that we remember it's all about the repetitions. We have to repeat the message so that people remember that we're there. Chances are when someone sees your ad or watches your video or takes that first action, they may not be ready to purchase your product or service right then. Maybe they're hours, days, weeks, months away from taking that action. And so we've got to make sure that we're keeping top of mind, repeating, putting out the message. So when they are ready to take an action to solve the challenge that they have and get the result that they want, you're going to come top of mind. So you've got to have the repetition when it comes to marketing. I've seen people fail because they'll try something for a little bit of time, not see the immediate result, and then they'll give up. Now, on the other hand, you don't want to just keep on doing a failing strategy. You need to try. Most marketing fails at first. Try, test, measure, and keep on improving until you're getting the ideal result. So, to recap, to the clear message, number 1, you really want to know your audience. Get really clear on who they are, what they want. Number 2, provide something of real value. It can't just be an asset that no one really cares about. It's got to provide value to them and the challenges that they have, something that they may want. Number 3, choose the relevant media to get your message to your market. Number 4, make it really easy for them to take an action when you're calling them to action. And number 5, remember, it's about the repetitions. You can't just do marketing once or twice and hope it works. You got to keep on repeating it. When you repeat your message, people will get it. They'll follow you. All that good stuff happens. To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.